Collaboration without trust, developing professional learning communities at Site X.
This presentation will begin with an introduction on professional learning. Then it will define problems at Site X. Then it will analyse these issues in the local context. It will then suggest some professional learning strategies, including PLCs and collaborative peer observations. Then there will be a conclusion and a list of references.
Professional learning is a cornerstone of any successful school. As a learning institution, it is critical that teachers view themselves not only as teachers but as lifelong learners. Schools that operate in collaborative, reflective environments allow staff to learn from one another and continuously improve their practice authentically. Professional learning allows schools to move towards research-based practices and allows leaders to explore how staff learn and develop. Berg, Mark, 2020. While Site X organises and engages in site-wide professional development, the shift from individual development to collective learning has been neglected. The distinction between development and learning is a crucial one. The former has traditionally been associated with a negative deficit approach and the latter with a positive professional learning community approach. The deficit approach has traditionally viewed teachers as lacking the skills and or knowledge to teach and has used experts to develop teaching skills. Clark and Hollingsworth, 2002. This approach gained little popularity within the teaching community as it has a top-down approach that puts staff down rather than builds them up. This approach to professional learning is problematic as it shows little positive impact on teachers and does not place value on the collective knowledge and experience of the staff. Timberley, 2011. The PLC approach. Professional learning communities, or PLCs, value the acquisition of knowledge, collaborative communities, and an authentic sharing of experiences. Bergman, 2020. Essentially, this model draws on the expertise of teachers at the site and asks these teachers to learn from one another as the experts themselves. Colmer argues that learning is not restricted to professional development. Opportunities to learn abound in everyday experiences, in the interactions with colleagues, from the inevitable mistakes we all make. Colmer, 2008, page 4. The community approach values this authentic or non-formal form of professional learning and allows teachers to establish a culture of continuous learning and peer-to-peer observation and learning. The attitude and culture towards professional learning at Site X are largely negative. The current deficit approach that the site uses has led to 3 main issues. 1. Teachers feel that their skills and knowledge are undervalued. 2. Teachers are not working collaboratively with one another. And 3. Teachers are refusing to adopt new teaching skills and engage in professional learning communities. Teachers at Site X feel that their skills are not being valued. The deficit approach has only exacerbated this as teachers feel that they are constantly being criticised. Venables states that professional development and PLCs are unsuccessful if teachers feel afraid to make mistakes and when they feel insecure about the quality of their work. Venables, 2018, page 21. DeFore's research shows that despite compelling evidence indicating that working collaboratively represents best practice, teachers at many schools continue to work in isolation. DeFore, 2004, page 4. This is currently the case at Site X. The belief that teachers are lacking has created a resistance towards collaborative learning as teachers feel that they will be judged by their peers and critically question about their practice. Additionally, environments where teachers' experiences and ideas are not valued negatively impact the engagement of staff in professional learning. Davis, 2015. One of the leading reasons why professional development is ineffective is that the school environments and leaders are unsupportive. Kraft and Pay, 2014. The leaders at Site X must create a supportive and collaborative environment to see effective change and development in teaching skills and student outcomes. The resistance to adopting new teaching skills is a tricky issue to address. One of the most significant factors impacting this is that leaders are not holding teachers accountable for introducing new strategies, and they're also not providing enough opportunity for teachers to practice the skills before introducing them to the class. Teachers at Site X also feel that the professional development that they've been forced to engage with hasn't served the core business of teaching and learning. Robinson argues that the closer the leaders are to the core business of teaching and learning, the more likely they are able to make a difference to the students. Robinson, 2007, page 21. Therefore, there needs to be a shift towards professional development that meets students' needs and clearly addresses the school's core business. Additionally, leaders at Site X need to focus on creating accountability, but balancing this with supportive environments. For example, when undertaking Berry Street training, some staff were quick to adopt the new skills learned in the session, but many didn't implement a single strategy. Leaders at Site X must increase their focus on managing teaching and learning and move towards an instructional leadership style that promotes this engagement and accountability. Professional learning strategies. First, establish a professional learning community, or a PLC. Second, focus on collaboration and peer observation. Professional Learning Strategy 1. Establish a professional learning community. What are professional learning communities? Dufour et al. Defines professional learning communities as an ongoing process in which educators collaboratively in recurring cycles of collective inquiry and action, research to achieve better results for students they serve. Dufour et al. 2001, page 10. Does Site X have a PLC? Site X currently does not have a PLC, mainly due to the staff's distrust and animosity towards professional learning, and in some cases, the leaders themselves. According to Venables, the key to all high-functioning PLCs is trust, and at a school such as Site X, this trust is fundamental in the implementation and success of any new program. For Site X to build a PLC, leaders must first develop trust and ensure that the PLC is focused on the core business of teaching and student learning, ensuring teachers' concerns are being heard and strategies are implemented quickly but thoroughly. This will allow teachers to feel that the professional learning is valuable and evokes real change. Site X should also consider the factors which promote staff engagement in PLCs and those which don't. Site X should consider these factors listed in Figure 1, which outline the criteria for successful PLCs and the ones that fail. Professional Learning Strategy 2, Collaboration and Peer Observation. Teachers and leaders must work together to improve students' outcome and recognize that both teachers and researchers bring important knowledge and experience to the teaching practice. Hennessy, 2014, page 16. Prenger et al. Discussed the link between collaborative activity and achievement of a shared purpose, and stated that overall, PLC's participants were proud to participate. Prenger et al., 2017, page 72. But how do leaders create a culture of collaboration, especially when teachers in the past have felt let down
or undervalued by peers and leaders alike. According to Ontario Principals Council, the role of the principal is crucial in the successful collaboration of staff. If staff feel supported by their leaders, they will collaborate more effectively. Ontario Principals Council 2019. Leadership classroom observations and instructional leadership play an important role in the success at sites. Ozdemir states that leader observation will strengthen the professionalism in providing feedback and help move towards the essential exchange of information about content. Ozdemir, 2019, page 588. Leaders at Site X must not only provide professional learning, but also time, support, and resources for teachers to practice and implement these skills, as turning new knowledge into action can be extremely challenging. Goldstein et al., 1999. The implementation of peer observation plays a large role in the ability for staff to collaborate, reflect, engage critically with one another, and share experiences. Moreover, this strategy will hold teachers accountable for implementing teaching practices and allow the site to move towards consistent teaching and learning across faculties and staff. Hennessy also argues that student collaboration in professional learning can have a positive impact on student outcome. So that's just another thing to consider. How to implement peer observation. The recommendation is for Site X to begin with establishing a collaborative environment through peer observational practice. Adapted from the PORT program noted in Hendry et al.'s research paper, the peer observation model aims to provide the space and time to implement PLC strategies and allow for authentic peer collaboration. The original model, as seen here on the screen, has an external reviewer as the observer. However, in the recommended model, the observer is a peer, as this will promote collaboration and collaborative learning. It will also hold staff accountable to one another.
The peer observational model works by first holding a workshop about targeted teaching practices. This could be anything from reading strategies to meeting numeracy goals. After this, teachers should be given time to develop and hone these skills. Then an observational session will occur where an observational peer can see these skills in actions. After this, a meeting will occur where the peers can discuss the lesson's strengths and weaknesses and collaborate on ways to improve the practice. This process would be repeated once or even several times more. After observations are completed, leaders will reconnect with staff and PLC members will share experiences and discuss how to improve their overall teaching practices. In this forum, teachers can discuss what worked, what did not work, and how to move forward. The process is designed to be repeated multiple times, as research shows that one-off professional development workshops tends to be of limited value in sustaining transformational practices. Hensei 2004, page 216. Some final considerations and limitations to this project. Penger's research found that active participation between PLC meetings are often hindered by high workload and a lack of time. Penger et al., 2017, page 81. This is an area in which leadership will have to carefully consider and establish clear and achievable goals for each session. Additionally, teachers need adequate time to implement PLC goals and strategies if they wish to see real effective change. While teachers at Site X are currently critical of professional development, the shift from the deficit approach towards a professional learning community approach will greatly benefit staff. Additionally, the implementation of the peer observation model will allow for new, positive peer-to-peer professional learning.
With a dedication towards improving teaching and learning, leaders and teachers will evoke real and lasting change at Site